In our last episode, Nai'a Ono, we looked to the ocean as a means to sustain our physical bodies. Lennon and Okai shared ways to clean and prepare fish dishes. Today, we travel to the Koʻolauloa moku on the island of Oʻahu to an ʻahupuaʻa named Kahana. Kahana ʻahupuaʻa is one of the few almost pure ʻahupuaʻa that is still quite healthy. The rain from the top of the peaks in the back of the valley can still travel down, nourishing the kula lands and out into the kai. Kahana is known to be the wettest part of the island of Oʻahu, averaging nearly 300 inches of rain per year in parts of the valley. With all that water, you can see why Kahana is an ideal spot to farm. We'll be visiting with Alapaki Luke, who farms kalo and other edibles in Kahana Valley. Many of you know Alapaki as a faculty member and a chair of Kūlana Hawaiʻi at Honolulu Community College. He is pili to this ʻaina through his ʻohana and Uncle Ron Johnson. For decades, Alapaki has been growing kalo, pohole, and other edibles in this lush valley. Let's open with an oli pale. Join me in this oli to announce the beginning of learning together. Follow along audibly or within your na'au, your innermost part, as we acknowledge who we are and how we connect with this larger ecosystem called life.
E ke akua o kalani me ka honua, I luna I lalo mana e. Ke huli a kula, ke huli maila, I o ia ne I ko aloha e. Mai uka ke kai, e ho o pili mai, aloha no, aloha la e.
Today for our pule, we'll do a breathing exercise like we did last time. When I say hanu, you will take a deep breath in, hold it for a little bit. And when I say hāloa, you'll breathe out, releasing all of that air, and then we'll do this 3 times. Let's begin. Hanu. Hāloa, breathe out, connecting us to the past. Hanu. Hāloa, breathe out, connect us to the present. Hanu. Hāloa, breathe out, connect us to the possibilities. Mahalo. Thank you for joining us in Oli and Pule today. Oli and Pule invoke a sense of spirituality, connectedness to a higher power and a creative force. The practice of Oli and Pule is not about religion, but rather spirituality. When we Oli and Pule, we awaken our spiritual capacity to connect to things at a level beyond what we can see with our eyes. Our voice creates a vibration that connects us to a higher frequency where we can relate to the life force.
Aloha mai kākou. The Hawaiian word for this module is actually an inoa, or a name. The name that we would like to introduce is Hāloa. E ho'opili mai, repeat after me. Hāloa. Mai ka iloa. Here is a short story of Hāloa. Wakea is the sky father. Ho'ohoku Kalani is the mother. They had a child who was stillborn. He was buried on the eastern side of their home. From this site sprouted a plant whose leaves quivered in the wind. Thus they named the plant Halau Nakalau Kapali. This was the first kalo, or taro plant. Ho'ohoku Kalani became pregnant again, and she bore a healthy baby boy. Ho'ohoku Kalani and Wakea named him Hāloa in honor of his older brother, the kalo plant. He was the first kanaka, or human. This mo'olelo reminds us of the important relationship we have with the ʻaina, or land, as our elder sibling and ancestor. We'll explore more on this topic through this module. As we go through this module, think about those who have held elder sibling roles to you: an older brother or sister, a mentor, a friend, a teacher, a counselor. Also think about how you may use them as examples of how you act as an elder sibling on our campus, in your homes, and in our communities. Until next time, ahui ho kako, eola na mamo a Hāloa.
Same genealogy or moku of the original planting time immemorial, yeah? We're planting the next generation. They separated from their parent already when you harvest it, and they're gonna start their own ʻohana, and then when they harvest it, their next generation ʻoha will be planted. That's where you get the name ʻohana for family. Kahana. Welcome to Nuni Panayagalo'i. ʻahupuaʻa Kahana. It's 5,200 acres in this valley. Today is a state park, but it has a long history before that. There's the old Kūlana map, actually. It is a Kūlana map because it has all the different lots that the ʻohanas had, all the way to the back of the valley. In the 60s, the state of Hawaii condemned the valley to become a state park, and then had 31 families living in here, and they fought for leases, and part of the lease agreement was to do cultural interpretation, not just planting kalo, but everything, kana no eau, whatever ike they wanted to pursue. And so that's where we are today. They were able to get a lease because the kupuna actually fought for them to stay here. And then the ʻawaii running, the water's running in, is called Wailua ʻawaii. It's two waters that connect in the back to form that ʻawaii. Right under the road, that's the original ʻawaii that would exit to the Sa'akai. Kahana is really wet, yeah, above the ridge, right over is the wettest spot on Oʻahu. As you can tell, it's always wet, green, everything grows fast. We're blessed to have the water. Sometimes it's too much. The floods push down the Manawai, the dam. We gotta go up, repair them, because we don't make it permanent. We want all the water to run down the stream instead of come flood the lo'i when there's a flood situation. They say it goes at least 800 years back. And that stream actually carved out Kahana Bay. This ʻawaii actually flows all the way to Kahana Beach. But so before that, you know, there's plenty farmers, plenty lo'i. Had about 3 fish ponds, local ia. Kuilua is still there. It's being revived. The wall is being repaired by Kahiao and Mamoren. You know, the whole ʻahupuaʻa is fish and poi, yeah? So, well, fish and poi. Yeah, that's what it's all about. The protein and the carbs. So right now there's only 2 of us actually planting in the back here in this part of the valley. Uncle Nana Gorai and then myself, Uncle Ron Johnson. He comes up when he can. But we started planting here in '97 when the Hokulea came to Kahana Bay. Nainoa Thompson came up here and told Uncle Ron, hey, we should just open this up again. And the main thing to start off with is getting the water, right, in the ʻawaii. You need the wai. So that was the first project, restoring the ʻawaii, and then clearing out all the mostly invasive trees, and starting to cultivate, dig the lo'i out, make the pulu for the soil, and then start planting. So it's been since late 90s. The lo'i is a sediment basin to help clean the water that goes to the kai. Yeah, so in the past, you can imagine if there's less sediment because of more native plants, less runoff, it's more absorbing like a sponge. You had less muddy water, but if you did have it, the lo'i would capture all that sediment and clean the water more before it gets to the ocean, before it gets to the reef. Yeah. So, and then the water for the kalo brings in nutrients, but it also suppresses the weeds, or it's easier to pull weeds too. And it's more preferred in the water if you're gonna make poi, because the texture. Yeah. And then when the plant is more mature, or even o'o, the cold water will keep it, like a refrigerator will keep it more fresh until you huki when you're ready to make your poi. That's why it's preferred with the water. So I was farming like from like before middle school, I think. I was planting taro, and then I still am over here today too, and on campus at Honolulu Community College. But this is our ʻohana right there. Yeah, this is for Hawaiians. This is our elder ʻohana. If we malama, we get the water for them. It feeds us. We get the poi. If you come around the poi bowl, everybody come around the poi bowl. We know that when we eat poi, all the pili is gone, right? In front of the poi bowl, and that's what brings us together. And then these are generations like in time immemorial. Every time we replant, that's from the original lineage, the moku, ʻahupuaʻa of that kalo. So even all the water and all the other native plants, these are our ʻohana, the elder kupuna. If we take care, then it'll take care of us, and that's a healthy situation too. So that's why this is my passion, farming kalo, mahiai kalo. This patch was fallow before we started killing. So we had to cut the grass down and dig out all the roots and everything to make it more pulu. They call it pulu, like compost. We get the mix of the bottom layer with the organics. Yeah, so we gotta till them. If we do it by hand, we flip them with a shovel or the o'o, and then we gotta come inside, hey, stomp on them. But we blend the oil with the lu, with the foundation of growing the kalo, but we bring in the tiller too. Right here is on a high spot. You see how the water? So we use the water as a gauge. Carpenters, they use the string. They pull string and they use the level. Yes. That's another So the way the water enters the lo'i from the Hawaii is through the makawai. And the makawai is the inlet to the patch. And we always have the drain or the pukawai diagonal to the makawai inlet. So that's the best way for the water to flow. These plants are going to have keiki coming out on the outside. Take out the entire ʻohana, you separate them, and then the younger generation is going to replant and start their own ʻohana. Whenever the crop is ready for the kalo to be harvested, one entire ʻohana would have 8 to 12 of these different babies. And what we usually do is cut off the lu out. Yeah, and then this is what we're going to plant. This is called a huli. You either can cut them off below the kuhina, this line right here. By the way, this is a moi variety that we have this time. Or you can actually plant them pula style with the roots still on and a little bit of the kalo. So we usually would pull a string and we line them up 30 inches apart, and we would plant the huli straight down in the lepo, and we would go 30 inches each row, and the next row would stagger. We maximize the amount of nutrients the plant would have by staggering the plants. Before all the imports, before technical came, kalo was the main starch. We had uwala as well in ulu, but it was all about the poi and the fish, so fish and poi. For us, this is our genealogy. Yeah? It goes back to Papa and Wakea. Papahanao moku is earth mother, Wakea is sky father. They gave birth to Ho'okukalani. She gave birth to a stillborn, and the stillborn was put back into the ʻaina and became the kalo plant. His name is Hāloa Nakalau Kapalili. Hāloa is the name that most people know, but his younger brother was named after him too, Hāloa. Became the first ali'i nui. So in our genealogy, that was the first Kanaka, the younger ancestor of Hāloa Nakalau Kapalili, the taro plant. And so this is a huli. This is the same genealogy or moku ʻahupuaʻa of the original planting time immemorial. Yeah, we're planting the next generation. They separated from their parent already when you harvest it, and they're gonna start their own ʻohana. And then when they harvested, their next generation ʻoha will be planted. That's why you get the name ʻohana for family. So we take care of our elder ancestor. Malama ʻaina, malama navai, malama nalepo. We eat the fat, and in return, we get poi. Yeah, it's a reciprocal relationship where the kalo gives back, Hāloa gives back our sustenance. Whether it's planting kalo for poi, fish pond for fish, whether it's taking care of the trees, or la'au to build your hale, to make your kapa cloth for your clothing, whether it's other resource plants for medicine, to make your calabash, to make your implements, even the pohaku. Yeah, we take care of, because that makes our tools as well as our poi pounder. So we have to take care of everything in the ʻaina and the environment in order to survive. The native environment is our elder kupuna, and that's why we got to malama and take care of it.
Mohalana pualei a Hāloa. Let the children of Hāloa blossom and thrive. Mahalo nui Alapaki for our huaka'i to Kahana Valley and for opening your lo'i kalo to all of us. It was a fabulous experience and inspires me to strengthen my own garden. In the home play for this episode, we're going to use Padlet once again. This time we will focus on the mapping features in the application that Kumu Alapaki uses in his courses. The instructions are posted in the Google Classroom. As we close our time together on this episode, we'd like to remind you to complete the online survey, as we love hearing from you. The last episode for this summer series will be launched on July 31st, or La Hoʻihoʻi Ea, a Hawaiian holiday of restoration. We will be celebrating the holiday by making an uala cheesecake. Yes, Kalani Flores will be showing us how he makes a sweet potato cheesecake. Yum! My mouth is watering just by the mention of it. Until then, Mālama pono.